We've got you, fam. So, check it out. Look at this crap right here, right? This is that thing I told you about.
Yeah, man.
It's going to be great.
Really looking forward to it. Can't believe you got it at such a good price.
I know,
too.
right? I got it from some magical faraway place, and they said that it was brand new, and I was super stoked. I don't know why it didn't come in a proper box. So,
I mean, maybe it got lost in shipping.
Maybe.
Who knows? It'll probably arrive next week. Who's to say?
I mean, boxes are pretty valuable. I guess I didn't get the box. I don't know. We'll find out, though.
We'll give it a go.
Yeah.
So which game did you end up getting?
I got one of my favorites, actually. I got something called Conker's Bad Fur Day. Ever heard of it?
Yeah.
Let's find out if it's what we need it to be, though.
Yeah, I mean, we can always look at it. So let's have a look-see, yeah?
Yeah,
you got... Wait a minute. You mean to tell me you got a brand new cartridge of Conker's Bad Fur Day?
Yeah, I know, right? It's almost 15-year-old game. Or it's, 17, 18-year-old game now?
At this point, somewhere around that.
I mean, look at it. It looks so new. It looks so great. Something wrong?
You didn't listen to your own advice, did you?
Why?
Cody?
Yeah?
You're like a brother to me, but you're a fucking idiot. For those of you that don't know, we managed to pick up something that has been highly requested in the comments section. This is a reproduction cart of Conker's Bad Fur Day.
And that magical faraway place we were talking about is China.
China!
I like China.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised, though.
It looks really good.
It looks really good for a repo cart.
It looks pretty freaking convincing.
Yeah, the seal's sort of still there. It has a bit more shine than I would have thought, though.
Yeah, but we got an advantage on this one because you know us. Let's have a look-see here. Yeah, that sounds hollow as fuck.
That does sound hollow as hell.
Okay, so remember a year or 2 years ago when I shot a video on the eBay version of this, which is where I got it, by the way. I've ripped into it, and now that I've got one in my hand, I can actually tear it apart, show you guys real versus fake. But we're not going to use my copy of Conker because I don't know where in the hell I put it. It's probably in a tote box somewhere over there, and it's covered under a pile of crap, and it will take me a fortnight to go through. So we're going to use a copy of Shadows of the Empire that I got from the indie box. So it's been brought to my attention by JC that I kept saying indie box like a moron when I should have been saying retro game treasure box. I apologize.
You can't fix stupid. You can only muffle the noise with duct tape.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, guys, back to the video. Thank you. Box drop I got in January. So, basically what we're going to do here is we're going to go through real versus known to be fake. And then I'm going to tear these both down because I already tore this one down, so we know this one's real, and this one should have a CMOS battery, if I'm not mistaken, because it does have internal memory.
It should do. Though, if it doesn't, there are also plenty of other things that are very clearly wrong. Like, that cart looks way, way too good.
I'm about to say that label's better than my other Conker.
I know, and that's the crazy part. So, at some point when you find your other set of Conker, you could probably just reskin it.
Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go down the list of all the ways we're going to own this thing. First of all, first and foremost. Alright, if we look at both cartridges, this is Shadows of the Empire over here, and this is Conker here. If you look at Shadows of the Empire, if we get the thing to focus, you'll see where it says like 1996 Nintendo copyright, yada 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 yada. It also has a little number stamped right here, which I know the camera's not going to pick that up very well, but if at all.
Worst comes to worst, in post, we can just go ahead and draw it on.
There we go. We can just use my freaking phone for it.
Yeah,
cool.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, so you can see the numbers right there. You can see 1996 Nintendo there. I'm probably going to have to invert this video on the camera.
But once we do that, it'll be just fine.
Now,
looking at the back of this one,
you see 1996, 1997, and how much shinier.
That back is so glossy.
Yeah, like
the amount of gloss that looks like someone took nail polish and poured it over it. Seriously. Yeah. That is way too shiny. That is
it's great. Like, we actually have compare and contrast.
Isn't it nice?
Like, you can flat out see the difference in the shine. Like, you can see all of it.
Dude, just even looking at it just from my position, you can see the flat, like the almost dullness to the shadows. But when you look at the Conker, it's straight up just the shiniest thing. Like, I could probably see my reflection in that if I tilted it just so.
Yep, and there we go. That's another one, too. If you look really closely right here, how small the copyright is.
Yeah, that's a lot bigger on this card.
Yeah, like, you can see it right there. I don't know if it's going to pick up very well on this camera either, but...
Worst comes to worst in post, we can just do like a little circle open or something.
So right there is how big it is on the Conquer cartridge, and the one on the original cartridge. Even on my S9, it barely shows up. So that's another thing. Now, if we look at the Nintendo Seal of Quality, way too glossy on the label, right out the gate.
The color looks ever so slightly off. It's kind of difficult to tell just with the cameras that we have, but it is noticeably a bit darker on these shadows.
Yep, and yeah, it's darker. It's more glossy, so it's more reflective than it's supposed to be. And again, this game's older than this one, so this one will actually show what multiple decades at this point will do to a cartridge. So there's no way in hell this one's brand new. So we already know out the gate that this one's bonk. And the fact I paid $28 for it also screams that it's fake. So everything I said in my previous video about this, I'm going to go based off of all of my own advice. So,
which will be on screen right about now.
Yep. Oh, there you go. That's another one too. If you look right here at the screws, I'm using on this one right here because that way at a glance you can see it. And then down here where it's actually going to be bigger, the screw types. If the camera focuses on the screws real quick.
They look like star keys.
Yeah, that's what's irking me too. If you look at those stars,
which is, you know,
they're obviously machined.
Yeah,
differently.
You can actually, like, looking at this one versus that as well. Like, these have much clearer like points on them.
I think there's some kind of a ring actually.
Yeah, because I mean, you can see the stars on this one here, but these are much more recessed than those are.
All right, so. And the plastic, it feels kind of similar.
It's fairly, like, as far as convincing plastics go, that's actually probably one of the better ones that I've seen. It has a similar weight, but...
But it smells just like new plastic, though.
Yeah, because this smells like nothing.
And we look weird as hell because we're sniffing a cartridge, but...
I mean, hey, man, you gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta make sure we get the people educated.
You can even see where they basically 3D printed it right there.
Oh, yeah? We got a 3D print mark?
It looks like it. Or where the mold was.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we can see that... Oh, look here as well. There's a number inside this cartridge right here.
And there is no number in here.
And that's because of the mold.
Yep.
I guarantee if I look at any other N64 cartridge, there'll be a similar story.
We have one right here.
True. But there's one for Vigilante 8. It's 12-5.
Yep, and we've got nothing on the inside of this. Unfortunately, it's going to be kind of difficult for us to physically show you it and actually have it show up, but take our word for it, there are numbers on legitimate copies.
Anybody's collecting N64 stuff right now probably has games, so
you can go ahead and double check it against that, in all honesty. Or worst comes to worst, what we can do is when we take these apart, we can actually show you, like, on the plastic where the numbers are by comparison to where they would be on the other one. So right now he's taking apart the Shadows of the Empire, and I'm holding the Conquer, which I'm actually kind of curious about this because I've heard a lot of tales of these repo cartridges. They're just basically flashed onto it, like you said.
Yep.
Which means that there's a lot of the time that the game will either just start lagging horribly or just crash altogether.
And eventually we'll hook it up to the 64 and test it.
Especially if it's a really bad rip. If it's a really bad rip, dude, you'd be hard-pressed. So, we're doing the breakdown.
This is what I was talking about, too. See, I had to switch over from that torque screw. And we're going to move everything over here to be
this kind of looks like... Almost. Wait, are those different? No, they're... Wow, those are so inconsistent.
What?
The actual, like, ring that's on the outside of this screw on one end of these is much thicker. And you can actually physically see, if you look at it, like, the actual...
Oh, God, you're kidding?
You can see that on here, that they're both, like, one of them looks significantly lower quality.
Alright, so we got this one torn down as far as I'm going to tear it down for the moment.
And then we'll go ahead and get the Conquer sorted out.
I have a feeling that it's either going to be Phillips head on the inside or torque, so I'm prepared for
Watch
both.
it be a flathead.
Even then. Like I said, this one, that was a good catch.
It was.
Yeah, this one right here, this feels tight. Like, they molded it and then they screwed it into place. What kind kind of shoddy work is that screw, though?
Very, judging by how janked up the screw looked. I imagine they never thought anyone was actually going to break this thing down. Let's have a look at those screws, though.
Oh, yeah. You can even see where the injection molding is.
Oh, yeah, dude. That is all over those threads. For anyone on camera.
Yeah, there's debris all in these screw
holes. We're going to have
holes.
to, like, physically set these up side by side to show them. But...
yeah, you can see.
There's
debris.
Sorts of crud in there.
Yeah.
You can clearly tell that these were 3D printed like that. It's blatantly obvious at this point. So let's have a look. So that's the bad screw for Conker. And where's one of the good screws?
They're pretty similar.
They're similar, but they're not the same.
The head on this one's a little bit bigger. Mm-hmm. So what we got here is the one from Conker. And then we have the one from Shadows.
Come on, camera, focus.
Yeah, come on, please.
Come on.
Don't make me switch you into pro focus mode.
Might as well at this point. Probably be a bit easier.
Well, in any case.
Or worst comes to worst, we can just take a really good photo of them and just pop that up on screen.
Yeah, we could do that too.
I feel like that's going to be our best option while we continue to talk about like what the differences physically are.
Alright, so... yeah, that one right there, that one is entirely caked.
Oh yeah, no, that is just blatantly disgusting.
Yeah, like, you don't even need to focus to see the crud on there.
The gray color that thing
but
is turned.
we will take photos, obviously.
Yeah.
So...
because we care. We want you guys to know.
Man. Oh, God. You can just feel it. Dude, are you serious?
Hell?
There's not even any screws holding it together.
Are you kidding me?
No.
No wonder it felt so hollow and loose. That thing is almost loose itself.
Like the shroud itself has no screws holding it together. I guarantee you. Oh wait, there are post holes on here. Okay. All right, so more differences between the cartridges in order is this one is from Shadows, obviously, and if you look closely enough, if I can get it in the right light, you can see it easier. There we go. There is lettering here. There is also lettering here. This one says USA B-5, which means it's obviously for America. And then this one is completely blank.
The inside of this is just covered in scratches. Look at that. That is just destroyed.
Mm-hmm. Now, what could have happened, what I'm thinking, either this is an entirely reproduced cartridge, or it is one from like a sports title or something. They peeled all this off. Because this one does feel pretty similar to a 64.
Legitimate package.
But I don't think it's entirely original.
But yeah, like if... oh my god, this looks like someone has taken... like if you've ever had a little brother or little sister and they'll just like drag their fingernails across the screen of something, that's the amount of scratching that we're looking at. It's kind of disgusting, honestly.
Yeah, because looking at this... no, this one's reproduced. I'm almost 100% sure. Let's grab another cartridge from a similar time point to Vigilante. No, that one's a repro.
This is a repo?
Yeah, because the copyright on both of these are the trademarks. They're the same size, and then this one's bigger. So that one is repro. I don't know how they got the material to be so similar,
yeah. But if
go
ahead and shine that on that, and just so that they can just see the amount of damage that's on the inside of it.
This one, I don't think you can. But yeah, feel it like that. That's Conker. This is original Nintendo.
That's actually fairly textured, but
rub it on the top.
Oh yeah, no, you can. There's a very clear difference.
It's not as rough.
Not nearly. This is almost like very fine grit sandpaper.
That explains the scratches.
Yep. Though, in all honesty, if someone wanted to make one of these, they could honestly just take really fine grit sandpaper and probably just get this off, or a magic eraser.
Right.
I know magic erasers are actually fairly decent at taking a little bit of coating off. Like, I have a friend of mine that, beside to you, that restores, like, old computers. And when he has to use a magic eraser, sometimes that texturing, especially on those really old PCs, likes to scratch off when he does that.
Now, I was hoping I could rotate the camera angles around, but yeah, so this one looks like it's been aged. So that's a thing, too. I think they might have tried to age this to make it look a little bit better, even though they said it was supposed to be sold new. But
if that was
we already know at this point that this thing is fake just because of the case.
That and the fact that there are no screws on the inside of it.
Now,
also, the housing is a little bit taller on that one as well. Also, there's an ass load of scratching on that too. Like, look at that.
yeah.
Look at the amount of damage. I mean, well,
this is galvanized metal right here.
Yeah.
And then this one is just like
looks like
it looked like it went through a mill.
I cannot wait for us to break that board down and
it's
open
milled.
the board up. Yep.
This piece of metal's milled. So if you look at this guy right here, if you look closely enough, you can see the patterns of galvanized steel, basically. And then this one, it's got the light scratches that you'd expect to find in a metal lathe or some kind of a mill process. Another thing I wanted to point out was on here, there is a stamp on the infrared shield. And on this one, or magnetic shield, I should say. Ferrous shield, Ferrous cage, whatever. There should be one right here as well.
And there's not.
I never even thought about that being on this guy because I've only ever had real cartridges.
It's really interesting to break down like bootleg copies of things. Like I love doing that with Game Boy Color games.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I mean, I've got Game Boy Color right there, but it's Rayman, and I already know Rayman's one of the few ones that were clear.
Rayman.
So
there are a lot of clear ones, actually. Like, I actually own a clear one at my house, as well as Kirby Tilt and Tumble.
Well, there was only
that is a fun cart.
There was only like 10 color cartridges for N64, I think. If I remember correctly, it's been a while. There's like 8 to 12.
There's Hydro Thunder, I know, has one. Hot Wheels Stunt Truck Driver has one.
Mm-hmm.
Has two, actually. There's a
Tony
black
Hawk.
Tony
Hawk 2 had a black one.
There's a blue one as well. That's for Tony Hawk.
Yeah,
there are examples of colored cartridges, but you gotta love those clear carts, man. You really do.
I wish Nintendo made a few.
It'd be nice.
So we already know that this one does not have enough screws. I don't know how this is being held in place, to be honest with you. I think it was just
Dreams, toothpicks, and
Chinese
bootleggery.
We got god. Okay, so that's really tight. Like, this is how it's supposed to go. Nice and easy. So, looking around here, there's nothing on the back there. That's good. Heat shroud number 2. This one could actually have come either off of a mill or it could have been off of a donor cart.
We'll see if it's off a donor cart. We'll check for anything.
Because it does look kind of galvanized. It just looks like it's been milled.
Yeah, just milled to hell. But yeah, let's start looking at like the specific differences between the boards themselves, because you can actually physically see here there are differences in the actual cards that are used themselves.
So what we're going to do is we're going to pull these up to the camera, but we're going to go ahead and tear this down a little bit more.
Yep, get rid of that black shielding.
Alright, so the black shielding on the shadows has the number 32 on it. I can't see for the life of me. Oh my god.
Do I need to provide my phone light to give us some extra cross-lighting for this?
No, it's just I couldn't see through my own arm. So, right there, number 32, very faintly could be seen. And then, so that's for that. And then on here, I mean, you can even... You can even
feel the difference. That's...
No. Like, the stampings, right? On both sides, 32 pops up on here. Nothing on here. And just feel the material. Like, the colors are different.
Yeah, that's a much lighter color than this one. Like, even when you dropped the other one, you could tell just from, like, the sound.
Yeah, you can... the colorations are different. I know in this light it doesn't look right like it, but it is definitely... Yeah.
There you go. See?
Shows up a whole lot more in front of this one. So...
To be fair, there's a lot more light.
Yeah, real versus reproduction. Just feel the difference in materials.
This feels so chintzy.
Yeah, and this is the
I feel like I could break this with mental thought alone.
Yeah, just rub your finger over both.
And yeah, you can like right there, you can blatantly see 32. It's even raised, so like it's raised on both sides, and we have the texturing. Oh my god! I mean, credit to them for at least attempting. But if you're gonna do something like this, which I don't recommend, don't be an ass. Or if you're going to sell this, don't make it like. Label it that it's a repo cart.
No,
Don't be that guy.
No, this is interesting.
That's going to be the fun breakdown. Like, as soon as I looked in there and I saw the white versus the gold lettering, I was like, oh, this is going to be good.
Fine. Allow me to go to work.
I freely give you that privilege. Go forth, conquer your enemies, spin to win, have fun.
Okay, so,
breakdown.
If you guys remember correctly, N64 cartridges, I picked one specifically that didn't have a CMOS battery in it. Specifically because I knew that there would not be one in every production. That's why I wanted one to actually be as empty as I could If I wanted one with CMOS, I'd just grab my Legend of Zelda, open it up, which is blasphemy in some cases.
Yes, that is entire blasphemy.
I've got a dead card render somewhere.
Yeah,
so
I think I remember walking or like seeing it at one point. I'm like,
anyway,
ooh, Zelda.
So, the dead giveaway on this one, there's like 1,001 of them, but if we look at this guy right here, it'll say, and up on top, it'll say NUS something, 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 or the other up here, which I should be showing it here, because I'm so used to doing it up there. But right here would be the ID for the game itself. It'll say 1996 Nintendo copyright. We have I believe that's a transistor of some kind, or a capacitor, I should say, sorry. Right here is where all the game data would be stored. This is one of the main chips of the game, and a lot of donor cartridges will have these popped out and have ones put on a programming chip, and then have this pop back in. Boom, you have your new game. I don't remember what all the chips are called or what they do per se. There are videos out there for that, and I will educate myself eventually. But here we have the coloration of the board. It's supposed to be a darkish green. It's going to have gold lettering on it. Like all legitimate Nintendo games, it will have gold lettering on the cartridge. The contacts and the circuit board, in this case, it's going to be a nice standard brownish silicon wafer with gold plating along the line. And I really like this one because it was a brand spanking new almost cartridge. There's almost no wear and tear.
Yeah, that back looks pretty much pristine at this point. And if you've ever messed with circuit boards like that, you know what to look for.
Well, I mean, you can even see where they broke it off of the
like
mold.
The actual mold.
Yeah, so this one is authentic. This is also an MX chip. It's MX 23L9602 NUS chip. So I'll look up those specs. I'll probably have them up on the screen. So
now that we've broken down what a legit board looks like, let's go to the debauchery that is this repo. Jesus Christ.
Okay, so right away, I can tell that there are several places here where there's no chip when that could be.
Let's play a game called Spot the Differences, because there's a lot of them.
Okay, so you guys remember that one? Okay, so there's no pinholes really open on this one that are like colored anything other than the standard green. But you can even tell right up here. I want you guys to see this on the small screen, and I want you guys to see it in HD, what the reproduction looks like. It's got white lettering across here. It's got several more chips on it. It has no capacitors whatsoever, so immediately fake, insta-fake, because Nintendo products back then did not have resistors big enough or powerful enough to do anything. There is a hole here. There's holes here. There. Oh, look, JC. Timekeeper battery. Spot right there for our timekeeper battery, guys. I didn't notice that until I was just looking, but that's where on the circuit board. That's where the CMOS
would be.
Yeah, so if this is Legend of Zelda or something, that's where it would be. So what I'm thinking is they made a bunch of these chips for.
Didn't this listing also have a bunch of other games that might have been that actually some of them had CMOS for? I'm guessing they just did a generic board that had the space for the CMOS.
Yep, and that's what this would be here for, because this game was small. Mm-hmm. So this probably would have been here for a bigger title, maybe like, say, Majora's Mask.
Oh, God, what a game. So
I honestly don't know what these two slots right here would be for. I don't even know which one of these makes up the ROM chip.
Yeah, but looking at also comparison-wise, like, you can clearly see this is a lot newer. Just very clearly.
Yeah, that's an Altera Max 2 chip. I don't know what that is.
Google is our friend.
Does that say Spansion?
Spansion? Let me have a look, see ya?
Yeah, sure. It says copyright 2004 right there on that chip, that top one. Look where the copyright 2004 is. So without question,
HP.
So without question, it's fake.
Oh yeah.
Without a doubt, that one's fake.
We've got an Altera Max 2 card on here as well. Ooh, that thing looks like that has been through some hell. There also looks like there was some sort of adhesive on it at one point, or that was. They stamped it. You can the white stamping on here. You can actually see that it's way off center. It's not supposed to be like that.
What probably happened was they probably found recycled parts and then they flashed all the ROMs over.
Yep.
So
we have the product numbers on here too. So worst comes to worst, we can look these up.
Yeah, we can find exactly how old the chips are and all that. Because, I mean, copyright 2004.
Yeah, seriously.
That's like late GameCube, early Wii. Almost into the Wii generation.
And then on this little itty-bitty board, it's another Atno.
Don't forget the off-white color on the contacts.
Oh, yeah, no, that's another just clear giveaway.
I don't think we have to say any more.
We really don't, but unfortunately, at some point, we're going to have to... Alright, so what we'll do, whenever we actually manage to get a way of capturing an N64 that properly works, we'll throw that in the N64 and just see how well it works. Because, who knows? At this point, it may honestly be just a repo card that just is complete and total shit. It may not even read at all. Or it could just be a really decent repo card.
At this point, I want to see how hard it is to reassemble it.
Yeah, that's the other question, too. Also, at some point, we need to get ourselves a flash card, like a proper N64 flash card, just to break that down and show people how those work, too. Because I feel like that'd be also more info. I would love to have a flash.
I'd love to have a dev kit and a flasher. Are you serious?
That'd be so nice.
I mean...
Donate to Cotey's Patreon, that thing that doesn't exist yet.
It exists, it's just not being used.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, one of the rewards is access to a Discord I'll open up eventually.
Can I be a mod?
Sure.
Yeah,
that, or I could just beg Brandon.
Yeah, but why do that?
Because Brandon does whatever I tell him to do, usually.
Yeah, within reason. But he's also a busy adult with shit to do.
He's not too busy for me. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. Let's be real.
Well, I mean, with the fact that his wife has congestive heart failure, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a big thing of like, hey, I have things that must be done. But yeah, so that was our little breakdown.
And now I'm trying to figure out how hard it's going to be to put these both back together.
Without damaging anything.
Oh, these cards, you can't kill a 64 cartridge, you moron.
You can. Static electricity will kill anything.
Yeah, well, the good news is I've got spares of all of these.
Yeah, I mean, that's always a good thing, but yeah.
I got the wrong screw. But yeah, so we can have a dialogue if you'd like, JC.
I mean, at this point, we've pretty much gone over everything that really just is a good comparison for this sort of thing. So, just as a final note, be very careful and always check where the seller is coming from. If you see...
From China!
No, just save yourself your money, especially if you're looking for something legitimate. If you're looking for a repo cart, there are better sellers that'll probably have much better quality that will actually label it as a reproduction cart and not be scummy shitlords.
That just completely pisses me off that the screws aren't even in there. Like,
I mean, we have a screw kit somewhere. We can probably get screws and fix it.
Well, I mean, I could always just pick a dead cartridge off the internet and then I could have one-to-one screws, but then
it's also a repo cart. Who's to say they'll fit?
I didn't even bother looking to see if the cartridge itself even had screw holes. It looks like it does, but they're not even lined up, dude.
That's, yeah.
No, I mean, look at the one on the left.
Ha! Oh, that's horrifying.
Told you.
Jesus, tap dancing Christ. Yeah, so that's been our breakdown of our repo cart.
I never understood why they put that there like that. I know it's meant to hold the thing in place, but
reasons?
Like, dude, even putting this thing back together, it feels like it's gonna break.
Yeah, that assembly kind of reminds me of like putting together
Just look at that.
Some of the Nerf guns that came out within the last 15 years, like the ones where like you had to assemble the firing mechanism, and when you put it in, you thought it was gonna fucking break.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get that puppy together. And
well, I'm going to take at least one screw out of each. That way I can...
have a good photo for it?
Yep.
Let's grab the janky one. I mean the real jank one for that photo.
There we go.
And while you get that set up, I'll screw that back together. Just go ahead and get the rest of it. Oh, shit.
Ooh, I caught it with my crotch.
Yeah, well.
There you go, man.
Cheers.
Alright, so I believe that with the dialogue being done and everything, that will do it for this particular video. So thank you for checking out the video. If you like it, hit the like button. If you dislike it, hit the dislike button. Be sure to leave comments down below. Get the conversation rolling, which I know you guys, magnificent bastards, are probably going to do. And yeah, so any words there, JC?
I pretty much got everything covered at this point. I'm not even going to shill.
All right, so basically at that point, also go check out his Twitch and everything else. Links will be in the description down below. That way I don't have to word it. You guys don't have to type it. You just have to click go, boom, subscribe to him, support him, follow the Patreon for me. I think he might have one as well.
I do not.
He needs to.
I really don't.
And yeah, so this basically is to cover what we did like 2 years ago. So with that, guys, you have a fantastic evening, and I will see you in the next video. You guys have a good one.